Liverpool.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And welcome to our Brighton match preview show. Of course, with all the drama that happened yesterday, we have a football game the next day. So, brilliant content for us lot to try and digest anyway. But yeah, hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day wherever you are, like I said. And as you can see, we are joined by a very special guest, Jack Mack, LFC. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Not so bad. Made up. Liverpool got centre-backs, and then we can stop worrying about playing Fabinho and Endo centre-back. Obviously, touch wood, everyone. He stay fit. I'm excited to see them have an impact on this Liverpool side. Intrigued how they develop as players, mate. And obviously, the massive game that is Brighton coming up, which we'll discuss tonight.
Yeah, defo. And guys, let us know your thoughts if you wasn't in last night's stream. Of course, we was live when the transfer window closed. So if you guys want to go and check that out from last night, then please go and do that. But of course, we will be talking the first period of this video. We will be talking about last night's transfers and all that business, and then of course we'll be moving on then towards the Brighton preview anyway. But LFC, walk alone with a wave. Hello, hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. Jegster says evening. Hello. I know you've just come over from Jack's stream, of course, so thank you for coming over. That was me saying we'll be live soon. Tesh says yes, Reds. Hello. Hopefully having a fantastic day. Jeannie's in as well. Great to see you in, Jeannie. Tesh says Jack, the scout sensation.
Thank you very much, Chris. That's one way of describing me. Thank you.
But yeah, let's move in then to, of course, like we said, the transfer news from last night. Of course, Liverpool finally got centre backs in the terms of Ozan Kabak and of course Ben Davies as well. Not the Ben Davies from Tottenham, the Ben Davies from Preston. As you can see on your screen right now, of course, there's Ben Davies on screen right now, looking very nice in a Liverpool shirt. And just before that we went live, Ozan Kabak as well has finally got his first pictures in a Liverpool shirt. Of course, I think the red does suit him quite a lot. And of course, he will be wearing number 19 this season onwards. Of course, nobody wants to take Nathaniel Klein's number 2 at all. So maybe that's being kept for someone. Anyway, but yeah, Ozan Kabak will be number 19, and I believe Ben Davies will be number 28 for this season, of course. But Jack, of course, 2 signings I think we crucially needed for this season anyway. And yeah, what are your thoughts about the 2 signings? Do you think they're good signings, or do you think that, maybe we'll have to be a bit patient for these 2 coming in?
A mixture, mate. It's fantastic. Liverpool finally, I think it shook me, every Liverpool fan up around the world, that we're like, where's the centre backs? Come on, Michael Edwards and Jürgen. But yeah, bringing 2 very interesting centre backs and 2 interesting signings, really. You've got a young lad, Kabak, 20 years old, renowned all around Europe, Jürgen, and his ex-coaching staff members, obviously Wagner and managers that have managed Kabak in their management anyway. They speak highly of him, and I think a lot and they're given the structure of the deal, which we'll discuss in a little minute. It's fantastic for both clubs, Schalke and Liverpool, to win-win from both sides. And obviously Davies, left-footed centre-half, he will adapt very well, I think. I was speaking to my mate Owen, he's a massive Preston North End fan. He's watched him develop at Preston Park anyway, really. And his ball-playing centre-half sounds like a player that is comfortable on the ball, which is very reminiscent of the modern-day centre-back now. But most importantly, when you're playing at the heart of Liverpool's defence, you need that ability on the ball and the composure to bring the ball out from the back. And he's very good, Davies, by all accounts, to bring the ball up, spraying the ball, similar to like Virgil van Dijk. It'd be interesting to see how he implements that to this Liverpool side. And in 25, as I said, mate, it's a great age, really. He's experienced, played in the Championship, 6'4", 6'3", very physical, good in the air, like Kabak. I think Kabak offers Liverpool a great attacking threat on corners. I think Liverpool have missed that since Virgil van Dijk has been injured. Obviously, Sami Hyypiä, I think me and you grew up watching him as a young kid, who was a player that on set pieces, you more or less put your house on him. getting at least a connection onto the ball, mate. But both signings very promising. Absolutely cannot wait to see both of them playing a red shirt.
Yeah, definitely. And you said there about a ball playing centre back. I think the last left-footed, left-sided centre back that I can think of is Daniel Agger. I think he was the last one I think I can think of, because of course we've had the likes of Dejan Lovren playing left-sided centre back. We've had Virgil van Dijk, of course, playing left-sided centre back, and before then it was even
Kyriakos. I know he's not left-footed, but some great legendary centre backs.
Yeah, like to be fair, Colo Torre. He was there for some time. I think who else? Martin Skirtle. I think he played it on the left side a couple of times. Which
bringing out some names here, aren't we? I love Martin. Yeah. I remember it was a good story. I'll tell you after we finish the live stream about Skirtle. Very good story.
Oh no, I can't wait for that. But
it's a real life. I met him in person, so it was good.
Oh no. Ritesh says, will Taki do bits at Southampton? Yeah. Of course, the other news then that we was going to move on to as well was, of course, Takumi Minamino getting loaned out towards Southampton for the end of the season. I found it quite funny reading the details of the loan deal, because there was the report, and I think Paul Joyce and James Pearce backed it up in saying that Southampton wanted an obligation to buy, or like they wanted to buy Takumi Minamino, which, I was like, no, like, if he does well, he's coming back and he's playing for us. That's the thing. But Jack, I think in my opinion, and I said this last night, I think this is a make or break transfer, really. I think if Taki can get some game time, can get the form going, and that, then I think he'll make his career completely, because I think he is very, very talented, and I think he can do it in the Premier League. But if he doesn't do it in the space of 18 games that he does have under Southampton and under their wing anyway, I think it will be the end of Takumi Minamino at Liverpool anyway, while Brenda comes in and says, hi Brenda.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, mate. And I think him going to Southampton, he could have went to any other clubs in the Premier League. Southampton, like we've seen already this season, they beat us. They play football the right way. Considering how well he's not adapted, but I think current circumstances, a lot of factors have impacted not just Takumi Minamino's transfer, but obviously transfers that are going on in the current climate. It's been so difficult for Minamino to just settle on the pitch, but also, most importantly, off the pitch as well. He's been stuck in his hotel room, not really explored Liverpool as a city. I know Liverpool as a city has a great Asian community, and I think he would have loved to have just went over there as well and explored Liverpool as a city. It's a fantastic culture, really. And in terms of him, he's not got a lot of time in the Liverpool squad, but the little brief cameo that he had against Southampton, not Southampton, Crystal Palace, he highlighted how good potentially he could be, because I felt he was fantastic, but he's not onto the level of Salah, Mane or Firmino. He's still a young lad. Well, he's 27, 28 years old, but I think coming in, it would have been very difficult for him to knock those three off their stride in terms of that. But it's all about him going to Southampton, mate. And you spoke on my show about his physical attributes as a player. There's not many players that have come into the Premier League and hit the ground running. It's about him going to Crystal Palace, getting more used to the league, more used to the English language, understanding the coaching setups of modern English football teams as well. So he'll learn so much, and hopefully he's playing alongside next Liverpool man, Danny Ings, because that will be interesting to see how those two combine.
Yeah, it will be, and it's like you say, hopefully he can, boost his confidence up, because I think if he is played behind Danny Ings, then of course we all know Danny Ings, up there with the top goal scorers last season in the Premier League, doing he can score whenever he wants for Southampton. And I think if Taki can get that opportunity and get the games in and get the work in, then I think he could become one of the best players, for us moving on, next season onwards. But yeah, I was a little bit shocked at the transfer. I think I said it on your channel. I was a little bit shocked at the move, because I thought that with the shortage of, attacking players that we have. Yes, we have the front three, and we have the likes of Shaqiri and Origi, but, just the Jota injury as well has been, a massive blow. And I think, that does highlight then, that Jota is going to be back sooner rather than later, really, in that aspect of things. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you like the Ozan Kabak transfer? Do you like the Ben Davies transfer? And what do you make of the Takumi Minamino outgoing as well? There was another outgoing as well, which was Seb van der Berg, but it was a part of the deal with Preston. He's gone out on loan anyway for the season as well. But Liz is in saying, hi lads, hopefully having a fantastic day. John's in saying, greeting Colin, Jack, and Red. You'll never walk alone. You never walk alone to you as well, John. Dave's in. Sorry, boys, couldn't come on tonight. It's absolutely fine, Dave. We're going to have a massive podcast stream, which will probably be on Jack's channel soon. So, yeah, we'll definitely try and get that done in the near future, of course. What else do we have? Jeannie's in saying, do you guys think we would get them if Fabinho and Matt didn't get injured? Yes, because Liverpool, we shouldn't have to play. We shouldn't have to. Yeah, we shouldn't have to, realistically. And I think it is that sense now where I think that now we can play, two centre backs in the centre back spot. Yes, in my opinion, I think that Fabinho will keep on playing at centre back because I think now he is the number one choice for us. But we don't have to worry now anymore about who's going to partner him. We don't have to think, it's going to be Jordan Henderson, or we can make up the trolls and it's going to be James Milner or something like that. We know it now. It's definitely going to be a centre back anyway, of course. But what else do we have in the chat? Liz says hi to Dave as well. Let me scroll down for you guys. Liz says, Jeannie, how it goes, and then Julie with a thumbs up as well. Liz, Dave saying hi to Liz as well. Hope you're well. Dave saying 4-0 Man United up against 10 men. Could be 10. Yeah, they are 4-0 up against a 10-man Southampton team, which isn't really good, is it really? Ben's in saying, yes, boys. Hello, Ben. Hopefully on a fantastic day. Tesh says, Colin the Welsh Wonder. I'm not going to mention being Welsh because if people were in our PS party, I get abused for being Welsh. I'm kidding, really. Ben says he is indeed the Welsh Wonder. Ben loves me. We're going to get married soon. He is ours now. I think that was with Kabak. Richard's in as well, saying hi everyone. Hello, Richard. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Liz says, I can get it. There we go. Connor, any word on your receipt videos? I've been locked in almost a year and I could use some new ideas. I don't know what you mean by that.
Not too sure.
Yeah, let me know. DM me on Twitter and or mention in the chat now. Liz says hi to Richard as well. Jeannie with the wave as well. Richard says hi to Liz, and then John says, love Takumi loan mover. Southampton play similar football to us, Liverpool, and they press just like LFC. As for Ben, I'm happy as he known and like Robbo has nothing to lose. Kabak awesome at 20. Yeah. I couldn't agree more in that aspect as well. But of course, the big thing was, of course, and the major talking point I think over the last couple of weeks has been not Gini Wijnaldum. I'm sorry, Virgil van Dijk. That's me thinking of both of them. That is, of course, I think we've all wished and hoped that Virgil can play again this season. I think that's been the dying cry out then, realistically. But of course, Jurgen did speak, of course, in his press conference today, saying, and as you can see on screen right now, of course, we always go with Mr. Reliable. James Pierce said, clock clear on Van Dijk after some reports that he could even be back playing in April. He's only 3.5 months into an ACL rehab. He's doing well, but it's still a long way to go. And this was Klopp words then. If he is on the Premier League list, then it's only because we hope for a miracle. It is not likely. Now, Jack, I know that we've all wished and hoped for Virgil van Dijk to become fit again, because we've missed him so much since, of course, that injury against Everton earlier on this season. And it is the sense now where I think we all are hoping that he is back, but I think we're all at the same stage where we're like, if it is next season, then it is next season, because we want him back as, you know, the best defender in the world as we know him as well. What do you make of Klopp's comments about Virgil?
Very interesting. I think, as I said, me and you spoke, and we have spoken over the last couple of weeks since the injury, or when we've not been doing our videos. It's interesting. All of us want Virgil to come back as quick as possible, but I think at the sake of bringing him back, and then for him to get a reoccurring niggly injury that sets him back even further, I think Liverpool would never ever publicly say, "Oh, he's 2 months away," because I think it puts too much pressure on the player. I think only the medical staff and Jürgen know deep down really what the true time frame of this is. I think he is ahead of schedule, but Liverpool would never let on that he is. And I think because that would be impactful on the teams in which we would play, potentially in the Champions League and the Premier League as well, because it would be a big signal to the rest of the league as well. Fingers crossed. And if he was to come back a bit sooner rather than later, that would give, imagine having Virgil van Dijk the last 5, even 10 league games of the season, how much of a boost that would give the players in this squad. But yeah, fingers crossed, mate. And if Kabak and Davies do hit the ground running, you never know. Where's funnier things have happened in football, but Jürgen Klopp and Michael Edwards wouldn't bring these two players in if they didn't think they had the ability and the character really to wear the red shirt. And I tell you what, if these two did hit the ground running, it's asking so much of these two lads, but if they did, hypothetically, it would allow Fabinho to go back into the midfield, and then obviously Henderson as well. And then you've got the midfield battle of Curtis Jones, Oxlade-Chamberlain, if he comes back in to a good run of form as well, and Thiago, how well he's playing. I tell you, that would be, getting Van Dijk back would be like signing a new player, I think.
Yeah, it would absolutely. I absolutely agree with everything you said there. And yeah, it would be a brand new signing. It'd be like, okay, if we've got a shiny new tool, which is now, and is the best defender in world football, quite frankly. Richard says, relaxing after a 12-hour day. Glad you can relax and listen to us talk about the Reds. Nothing better than that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Jeannie says, the best signing is that midfielder called Hendo. Yeah,
he's not too bad, is he? Oh, what a player! What a player!
A decent 20 mil signing, he was, to be fair. Tesh asked, does Kabak have to quarantine? There was a little bit of confusion about it. I think he does.
I think he will,
because he's come from a different country. Now, people ask, could Davis play? I think Davis can play, but I'm not sure on that. Jürgen didn't really say that they couldn't play.
The regulations are weird, mate, aren't they? Like it's obviously, if you're a politician, you can cross the whole length of the country and not get a telling off. So whatever the politicians can do, it's one thing for them and one thing for the others. Anyway.
No Tory talk in this place. No, but I know what you mean, and it is confusing. We don't even know.
It depends, whatever way you go.
I think with Davies, no. I think with Kabak, yes, because he's come from a different country. But who knows? To be fair, they could say one thing, and then, like Jack said, it could mean the complete other thing. So time will tell anyway. But Jexter says, don't rush VVD back too early. We can wait. Yeah, exactly. And like we said, with with the new signings now, then we can, of course, leave them. Liz says, I want VVD to stay out as long as the doctors say so. The chances for re-injury is too great. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. We don't want him out for another 8-9 months, of course, which is the most important thing. Anyway, Richard said, can Davies and Kabak play in the Champions League? When the registrations are out, then maybe, because Seb Vandenberg is in the Champions League squad. Of course, Seb Vandenberg isn't there anymore. So, and Minamino's not there as well.
I think Jürgen was asked a question, wasn't he, Con? I think today.
Yes.
It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, he said I think it was on the lines about Virgil, and he said if Virgil's in the Premier League and in the Champions League squad, then we're hoping for a miracle. But yeah, of course, Minamino and Seb van der Berg are both out, of course, because they both moved from Liverpool. So of course, I think both of them, frees up 2 spots, and I think them two will easily be put into it. I believe Liverpool have to confirm it. I think at the end of this month, I think they have to confirm it, or it might be in the middle. Yeah, so we'll let you know as soon as Liverpool has registered the squad. Anyway, Tesha's Liverpool surprise us all savagely. So anything they say in the media, I just take with a pinch of salt. But I wouldn't be rushing Virgil back at all. Yeah, remember when Jurgen said that Thiago was going to be out of the Newcastle game? Then Thiago's on the bench. It's like,
so it's all mind games in it, and everyone at Liverpool is media trained. That's why they never do an interview with me and Connor. You can tell us something. They're like, no, we're not allowed to ask them that, are you? But yeah, they're so well media trained.
Yeah, a Coca-Cola fan saying, hi, how is it going? Hopefully you're well, mate. Jeannie says that. I'll leave that by there. Liz says the regulations seem to be consistently changing. Yeah, they are. They are consistently changing. To be fair, we could say something now, and then by tomorrow it could change. That's how mad it is at the moment. Anyway, but John says much is expected from these 2 signings to hit the ground running, especially knowing Joe Gomez and VVD are out. Don't think that Fabinho will move into the midfield, but I will work either Ben or Kabak as Premier League is new. Yeah, it's like Jack said, go and check out that video he did with the Preston fan. I've listened to Redmond stuff, I've seen Jack's video, and that's all that we've seen is that he's a ball playing centre back that likes to belt balls forward then really. And I think that we've missed that Van Dijk just straight up pass to Mo Salah or Sadio Mane. We've missed that in my opinion anyway.
Even that doing it against West Ham as well, he done well, didn't he? He was actually bringing the ball out and starting attacks.
Well, I've seen a couple of people saying now that we've signed these 2 new centre backs, Nat Phillips won't get his opportunity anymore, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, he will. Of course, his contract is up in the summer, which means from now on he can talk to another club, of course. But I just think that Jurgen will probably sign him up to a new deal in the next couple of weeks or months, because the last 2 performances that he's had, the second half against Tottenham and the whole game against West Ham, they've both been phenomenal approaches anyway. But
it'd be amazing for him, wouldn't it, though? If you're it's an opportunity. I think if Jurgen, yes, he signed 2 new centre backs, but I think he'll probably speak to Nat privately and go, right, mate, if you want to go in the summer, you can do. We don't tend to we won't give you a contract, but there you go, mate. There's free range, and you can play yourself into the transfer window. And I tell you, if he continues playing like he has done, ideally Liverpool would want to sign him up to at least a 2-3 year deal. If he continues to run a form which he's had, I think Liverpool will be very silly to let him go, considering the circumstances in which we do find ourselves in. But yeah, it'd be spot on for him, because I think if you were him, you'd be absolutely fuming inside. You'd be like, why have we just brought in 2 centre backs when I'm playing? But it'll be made up. It creates competition, and that's always it's competitive nature. But like any job, a bit of competitiveness between you. Andy Robben and Trent do it every single season. They take the mickey out of each other. I want to get more assists than you are. So,
but that's that. It's sad to say, but that's how the Manchester United team back in the 2000s, when they had, Ronaldo, Rooney, Berbatov, Tevez, just them 4 pushing each other week in, week out. And then, centre backs, you had Rio Ferdinand, you had Vidic, they had Guy Neville, even though no one wants to ever be a Guy Neville, to be fair. And then, Patrice Evra. So, it's that competition, I think, with, for a team that's competing highly, going for titles and going for Champions Leagues, that I think you need that competition, don't you? And I think that is going to bring, not only the best to the new signings, but I think as well, Nat Phillips and Reece Williams as well. Yeah, that I think will definitely be keeping their opportunities as well in the squad. But let's move on then towards, of course, the Brighton preview that we're here for tonight. Anyway, as you can see on screen right now, of course, this is the current league table as it stands right now. Brighton are 17th in the league, which as things go, we would never.
I can't believe they're there.
Yeah, exactly. We would never put them there. To be fair, we'd normally think that they would be around maybe 13th, maybe 14th in that aspect of things. But for them to be, and look how close it is. If they did beat us tomorrow, they would go on 24 points, which would take them up to 15th. But it is so close between these sides by here. But Ben, not Ben, sorry, Ben's stuck in my head then. Jack.
I can be Ben if you want that.
What? No, I was reading the comments and I saw Ben's name. What can you expect from Brighton tomorrow, like in terms of football wise? Because of course we played them in that game that did finish 1-1. Of course, it was a very controversial VAR decision that day. But what do you make of Brighton?
You play football the right way. I think under Graham Potter, like we've seen, yes, it was a frustrating draw in which we got. Don't mention the VAR decision. That they got. Never a pen. But yeah, we'll move on from that. But the performance is so important. Off the back of that result earlier on in the season, off the back of the two results which we've had, I think it's just another big game, like every single Premier League is now. Got 17 games, 18 games left in the Premier League season. Every single one of these is like a cup final, and it should be like that. That's the attitude in which Jurgen Klopp's instilled. Yeah, as I said, Graham Potter, I've seen Brighton a couple of times on Match of the Day this season, or have you been on telly? They play football the right way, and as I said then, mate, it's surprising that they're down there. And they're only, was it 4 or 5 points behind Wolves, which is crazy. It's a Premier League season. I tell you, Brighton are made up that they actually go into the Premier League and they play football the right way. I think there's 3 worse teams than them this season, but I think the structure and the infrastructure in which they've got at the football club, Klopp said in the press conference today, he's amazed at how well Brighton do play under Graham Potter, the finances. They've not got a lot of transfer fees. When you have got the fans in the stadium, they only have, obviously the capacity of the stadium is only about 20, probably less than that even anyway, but it's a very well-run football club and they play football, as I said, the right way. But Liverpool have got to be focused tomorrow night, coming tomorrow, because I tell you, on another day, and like we've seen against them, they played Leeds recently, won them, beat Tottenham Hotspur as well, most notably. After some certain fans from Tottenham like outspoken and it's bit them on the backside. So you've got to focus and really take this very seriously, this fixture.
Yeah, we do. And of course, this is the first game back at Anfield since, of course, we've lost our record against Burnley, which, of course, was a huge blow, which I think Jurgen will want to try and rectify. I think, like Jack said, we have to play our game, which I think is the most crucial thing, because look at the last 2 games where we have played our game and we've played our football. We took Tottenham apart at times, and West Ham, we took them apart. If you guys seen the counter attacks and said forth, and that is the sense of things where I think like Liverpool have to go out there and we have to be on it from minute 1. We can't do this similar thing like we did against Burnley, where we're just playing balls in and we're just hoping that Bobby can get on the end of one or not. We have to play the silky smooth football that we have done the last 2 games, and I think we will do again in this game. And I think it's more crucial than ever. Then I think really that we have to do this, in my opinion, anyway. But Batesh says Kabak has an eye test, so he needs to be free. Matty says, Kabak, hello, Matty. To be fair, you haven't been in the chat. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day, mate. Says, Kabak looks fresh and seems comfortable already. I know he won't be fully settled yet, but he has given off pure vibes of happiness. Well, he has moved to the club where his hero is at the moment, and that is Virgil van Dijk. So, he is Kabak's hero, and he's probably most of all of ours heroes as well. So, I'd take that, to be fair. Richard says, assuming Matip does leave in the summer, do Liverpool need another defender if Liverpool choose not to take up the option to buy on Kabak? If so, we are looking to find a partner for VVT or Stick. I think if the deal works if Kabak has a decent enough 6-month period, I think Liverpool will purchase him straight away and make sure that he is in the pre-season gatherings from minute one, in my opinion. But if he does go back out on loan, if he does, not do so well, then I think he will leave Liverpool and we will look at another signing.
What recent transfer has been made permanent? Who am I thinking of that has been on loan and some club have just activated instantly his option to buy? Is it a Premier League club? Is a player that have recently, or it's is it Premier League? I can't. I know who it is, but I can't think of the name. But we'll find out after. No, this is probably shocking for me, but yeah, it will come to me in a little second. Carry on, lad. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But yeah, if Matip was to leave, then yes, I would say Liverpool need to sign another centre back because we don't want a repeat of this season anyway. Jeannie says, I know Kabak will come good, but not convinced about Davies. I would say Davies is going to be more for success than Kabak. I think Kabak it's a risk, but it's not a risk at the same time. And when you think about it, both of them, I think Davies will be fine. It's not going to be a dreadful transfer. We can sell him on probably
for win-win, isn't it?
Yeah, we can sell him on for 3 times more than what we got him for, 4 times more even, and that. So I think Davies will become good, and that it's just now, when will he get game time? If it's possible, if he can start tomorrow, then maybe he might be involved with the squad. But time will tell, of course, whether or not if he will be allowed in. Of course, Richard said 6-0 to United. Saints did score, but of course ruled out by VAR. Oh no!
Of course.
Oh no! Jesus Christ! John says, I think we have to thank Matip, Keita and Ox for good memories and let them go. They just can't stay fit. Plus, all of them earn more than 120k per week.
It's frustrating, isn't it? It's very frustrating. I think there's been so many players that have come into Liverpool and just look around world football. Like Danny Ings was one of my most frustrating players, not because of him. Just he got injured at the wrong times and the sheer length of injuries. And look what he's doing now at Southampton.
That's who you're thinking of.
Fantastic.
Benrahma from West Ham.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Nice one, Richard. There you go. Great man. Think alike. Nice one, Richie. Yeah, spot on there, mate, because obviously with certain loans, you can have the option to instantly buy. And I tell you, if Kabak has a world-class 10 games, what an absolute steal. Michael Edwards will be knocking on the door, shouting, like, yeah, good luck. We'll pay that money now if you want.
Well, yeah. In the sense of things, like Kabak has been a target for Liverpool for years. We've known that. Especially last summer. I think Liverpool wanted him very, very much, and did eye him up to be the Dejan Lovren replacement. But Schalke were asking 45, 50, 55 million for him, which and they wasn't budging. I think Michael Edwards did try and get him in, but if Liverpool are going, okay, no, that's not going to meet our demands, then they're going to leave it completely. Look at Newcastle with Jamal Lewis. They went, nope, we're not going to sell him less for 20 million. We were like, okay, we're going to go and sign Kostas Tsimikas instead.
Michael Edwards probably said to them, have you seen your situation? You're bottom of the Bundesliga, and potentially, I know that was part of the deal that Michael Edwards and Klopp were in it. Like the Schalke were like, no, we wanted a guaranteed payment at the end of the season. Liverpool like, no. We know the current climate, which the whole world every business finds themselves in. It's not guaranteed money come the end of the season. Obviously, the climate we do we're not in at the minute, but it's fantastic. Classic Michael Edwards, classic. And the Davies transfer as well. And even the structure of the Jota money as well, 5 million a season, and Thiago 5 million a season. He's an absolute wizard, that man.
Well, yeah, you think about it, we've brought in those 4 players in particular, and 5 million for Thiago, like you said, 5 million for Jota this year, I think, or even less than that, and then the others. So we've spent practically 10 million pounds on 4 players in 2020.
And once we get the full money off Barca, if we have to go to courts to get that money, we will be getting payments of about 20 to 25 million pounds still pay off the back of the Coutinho transfer. So I think all that money would pay for a couple of transfers in itself.
Yeah, it would. And of course, the figures got released in it by Barcelona, and they are 1.2 billion pounds in debt. And of course, the Messi figures come out, and that. So, yeah, Barcelona are in very much trouble, and big trouble at the moment, of course, as well. But Liz says we need a 9-0 win tomorrow. Yeah, I would love that, to be fair.
I would love that one, Willis.
Richard asks, how long is Davies' contract? I believe it's 4 years. Is it a 4 or 5 year?
5 years.
Deal?
Yeah.
5 year deal. There you go. Yeah. I hope Davies gets a chance. I think he will get a chance, to be fair, Richard. No, I do not. Only.
It's exclusive content. That's
very much exclusive content.
You have to subscribe to the Absolute Members on the YouTube channel. You have to click the member button.
Bloody hell. But Richard says, to John anyway, I agree to an extent, but I'm still hoping Keita can come good. But I think selling all 3 in one summer and finding replacements could be a tough task with other signings needed. Yeah, I agree with that. And going back onto John's comment, I think Matip could be sold in the summer if a centre-back is found correctly. Ox, I don't think will leave, and I don't think Naby will leave anyway. I think Jurgen's a huge fan of Naby. You guys know, if you're new to the channel anyway, I'm a huge fan of Naby Keita. I'm just, there was a period, not last season, season before, where I was getting a bit, sick and tired of trying to explain to everyone, like, he is good, just let him have, a run in the side. And then it was just the fact that he is injured week in, week out, which is the biggest shame of it, which, I think all of us, we all wish that Naby could get better. Because look, towards the end of last season, we all loved what Naby Lad was doing. Watch the Chelsea game at Anfield. He was, the goal, just his all-round play was absolutely fantastic. And it's just the sense now that I know people are getting frustrated on him, but, when he is fit, he is, one of our best midfielders.
I tell you, if we got rid of him, we'd regret it. I tell you, it'd just be our luck, similar to what we've done with Danny Ings. If he sold a play, yes, Ings was injured for more or less 2 years at Liverpool, and sadly we had to move him on. But it's great to see him flourish at Southampton. That's what we're not bitter towards players. Obviously, certain ones that do go to Manchester City, but yeah, not many players go. But it's great to see him flourish, and he said himself he'd love to move back to a Champions League club. But I tell you, if he continues getting 20 goals a season, I think he'll definitely have a couple of Champions League suitors anyway, mate. But Naby, mate, it's frustrating. I tell you, imagine a form Naby Keita alongside Thiago Alcantara and a Fabinho or a Henderson, or possibly a mixture between all of them. And I think if Ginny is going to leave everyone, I think you will see a lot more of Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think once Ox and Naby get back up to run with the current run of form, and they hit the levels in which we know they can, I tell you, it'd be especially the versatility of Naby Keita. He can play on the wing as well. Ideally not his favourite position, but similar to with Ox, they're very versatile in the way in which they play.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. It's the sense that I think, we all want every single player to do well. It's just, it is a bit frustrating to see players get injured, week in, week out, then really. And yes, I've double checked. Davies' contract is 5 years. So yeah, that's good then. Really, to be fair, I know that Jeannie's having a laugh. I think that's with the OnlyFans question. Maybe we might start one. To be fair, but that was the comment.
If we do the double or the treble this year, like you never know. I think even Jürgen Klopp might open one up as well.
Give you a good one. To be fair, Jürgen has Instagram, but we don't know what his Instagram is.
He's on a secret account. Him. Everyone, was it Norbert Klopp also, and everyone thinks it's him, but
it's not.
He's definitely got a secret account, so you can see everyone's comments. He'd never make it public.
No, I know. John says Kabak and Davies seem to be good signings as they have a good attribute. There we go. I actually said it then. That of a warrior and always fighting for points, considering they come to not so much elite teams. Example, Robbo and Genie. Yeah, exactly. That's it. To be fair, John says that's a good point, and I thank you very much for your take. Richard says, "Wow, 5 years. I wasn't expecting that." Well, it's the same with Kabak. Kabak is 5 years as well. If we was to sign him as well on a permanent deal. John says, "Your take, guys, on Nat. Will he have a sniff around the team and contract-wise? Your take on Jota, because timeline of return was supposed to be the end of January. I think we said on Nat, I think he's definitely going to be within the squad, and I think he's definitely going to sign a new contract if given one. Anyway, and Jota, the last we heard, he was in a knee brace still, and that was about 2-3 weeks ago. But Jürgen said everything was normal in that aspect of things. So it's again though, isn't it? It's the fact that we don't want to rush him back, because when he is back and he is ready and he is available, then of course
he's going to be so crucial.
Yeah, look, when he was playing, people were saying maybe Bobby should get dropped and Jota should come in and start playing because of how well he actually was playing for us, which I think just shows how good he hit the ground running at Liverpool. Anyway, of course, Liz is putting me in depression. 5-0 for fuck's sake, and then she says sorry, 6-0. We're all in depression now tonight.
Tonight we'll smash Brighton 10-0. Can't we?
Richard says, I love Matip, great when fit, but if he was a brand of Hoover, no one would buy it. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. But yeah, let's get back onto the Brighton game then. Of course, Jack, Ben White and Trossard, in my opinion, are the two biggest players in their squad. Ben White, of course, on loan last season at Leeds, and of course we've spoken about Ben Davies and his championship season. Of course, we were linked towards Ben White, this season and last season for his tremendous performances, and Trossard has probably been Brighton's best attacking player so far this season from what I've seen. Anyway, of course, I could be wrong. I don't watch Brighton a week in, week out, but just from an outsider's point, he does look like the real deal. But are them two as well the biggest threat coming into this game for you?
Yeah, most definitely, mate. I think obviously Trossard, the Belgium. I think he's Belgium. Yeah, Belgium. He's the one player when we have played them in the past. He offers obviously more pie as well. He's a absolute pain in the backside. You only have to look at what he does on Twitter, but he's got the capabilities if he's on top of his form. And I think Danny Welbeck's back injured again. I think he's injured again, and that's a sad plus for them anyway. But I think if Danny Welbeck, yes, when he played against us in that 1-1 game, it was don't think he had many minutes, but it was a good game. I think those two, Lamptey as well. I know he's not. I think he's been injured recently, or he's suspended anyway. But I think if Liverpool didn't have Trent, I think Lamptey, everyone will be licking their lips, because he's going to be a fantastic purchase. If Brighton can keep hold of him, it's going to be fantastic for them. But I think you'll have the likes of Bayern, the likes of PSGs, and like Man United's even possibly. I know they got Wan-Bissaka, but I tell you, I'd have Lamptey all day over the likes of Wan-Bissaka. But I think he's going to, if Brighton can keep hold of him and Ben White, and those two players in there at the heart of their defence will be very key, especially if they are going to continue to be in the Premier League for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely agree with that. Lamptey, I know he's been linked towards Bayern Munich, I think the last couple of months. So that just shows. Yeah, that just shows the potential. And remember, guys, Chelsea thought of him worse than Azpilicueta. Now I know Azpilicueta's been good for Chelsea, but like that for me just shows where their recruitment is at the moment and where their thought process is anyway. Because of course Frank Lampard did sell him towards Brighton, of course. So just shows realistically, what happened here, of course. Anyway, but moving in then straight into starting 11 predictions, of course. I know for me, I've gone a little bit. I haven't gone too bad. Yeah, I've gone a bit different. Jack, what would be your starting lineup for Liverpool tomorrow?
Backline, it'd be very similar, I think, off the back of West Ham. I'd go with Alisson, Trent, right back. I think you can't drop him the form he's in. It's fantastic that he's come into this run of form. Nat Phillips, I think we'll go with him. Henderson, centre back, yet again. I think those two, fantastic. Possibly, I don't think it'd be. I think it's a bit too late to bring in one of the new boys. I'm not too sure they're fully registered, really. But I think just go with Nat Phillips and Henderson, and then with Robbo left back. I won't spoil your team sheet anyway, but I'd go with Robbo left back for me. Curtis, I'll bring in just to give a bit more fresh legs. I know I don't want to drop Milner, considering how good he's been playing in that midfield at the heart of it against West Ham as well. Fantastic. Drop Milner, so Jones will come in. Ginny, he's impossible to drop because he's like a Duracell bunny. He just never tires out, really. I think you've got to play him as well. Fantastic. Thiago, I think you can't drop him the way he's been playing. So I'll go with those three. And I'm excited to see those three play. I tell you, Thiago, Jones, those two so creative. And then you got Ginny plugging the gaps. And then I'd start Shaqiri again off the back of the game in which he had against West Ham. That assist for Salah's goal. The counter-attacking goal. Oh, Trent with the ball over and then the little dinked finish. Well, assist to Salah. Yeah, I'd start Shaqiri. I'd go with Origi again. I'd give him another chance. Yeah, okay. I think just to keep Mane, and I know he was out for the West Ham game, so if Mane's not fully fit, I don't think we'd risk him for the City game anyway. So I think another big opportunity for Origi and play Salah again. Yeah, I don't know why we'd change a winning formula. So apart from obviously one man in midfield.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, I fully agree for what you mean. But this is my starting 11 prediction. As you can see, I have gone with Mane. But if Mane isn't there, then I think Divock Origi or Shaqiri will play. I think more likely Divock Origi because it is on the left-hand side. But the big call for me that I've gone for is Kostas Tsimikas in at left back. Now, the reason why I've gone for that is because Jurgen did mention him and Neco Williams in today's press conference and said that, it's very tough for them to get into the squad, but, we will, try and put them in, when we can. And I think this would be the perfect game, in my opinion, anyway, for him to come in. He is a very attack-minded, left back, which, I know that we've all liked, in the past. I know that, Brighton are not going to come at us too much defensively. They will come at us because that's the way they play. But, they will, be more on the defensive-minded than the attack-minded. So I think this would be the kind of perfect game to introduce him into Premier League football. Of course, I don't think he's played any Premier League football so far this season. I think he's played, of course, a couple of cup games this season, and I believe he's played in a Champions League game, but not a Premier League game as of yet. Anyway, but yeah, that's my team anyway that I have gone for. Of course, I've seen your comments. I can see that United are 8-0 up, and they've gotten. And United, they are 8-0 up. Thank you, Richard.
Richard's not happy. I don't think I'm happy.
And they're down to 9 men as well, so they've done an Arsenal tonight. I could see
what happens when you got VAR on your VAR on your side, innit?
If you mention VAR to a United fan, they just go. Well,
he's beaten their player of the season, hasn't he? For them, so yeah.
Edward says Jota can hop onto a cross. Yeah, he can. To be fair, Richard said Southampton have done an Arsenal got down to 9 men. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's so
But yeah,
difficult when you go down to 9 men, especially in Premier League. I'm hoping this doesn't have a negative impact on them psychologically. We've seen the impact in which they had off the back of a spanking from was it Tottenham or Leicester? Yeah, Leicester a couple of months ago anyway. But I think this does not mean much because they've been playing so well this season, and I think this is just a blip. And it's so easy when you do go to 9, or when you go from 10 to 9 men anyway. It's scary, especially at the top of the league game when you do go down to 9 men. It's scary.
Yeah. Edward says Saints have got Ings and Mini up front until we bring back. Lol. Yeah, they have, to be fair. Don't think Minamino's playing tonight. I don't think so. You know, I don't know whether or not if he is, but I don't think he is. Liz says we need a win big tomorrow. Goal difference is going to be massive. Yeah, it is going to be huge. Where is VAR? Those 8 goals were offside. And as the people in the chat has now reminded me, reminded us, it is now 9-0. It is 9-0.
Wow.
Leicester's record has been broken. Their claim to fame has been broken. And it's been broken by Manchester United. For God's sake.
It's all right. Man United probably think that they're going to win the Champions League. I'll wait it out of it. Is it title race back on now after whacking Southampton 9 men? Yeah.
Well, Richard says is Mane fit? We don't know really because
fingers crossed. I don't think.
Yeah, I think if he is fit, I think looking at it now, he's going to be on the bench more than anything tomorrow. But I don't think. I wouldn't. I wouldn't risk him because, of course, we got Man City on the weekend, which is going to, be huge. Anyway, potentially it's now 8. Has it gone back down?
No, 9. I think I'm looking on the score. It might be 8. Yeah.
Is it? Oh, bloody hell, man. 10 man bottles sitting on a ball. Lol. Liz says, son of a bitch. Yeah, they are sons of bitches.
Right. On that note, I think, I want to go back to bed. I'm going to go back to bed after this.
Sir Klopp said, what's happened to Southampton? This is shocking.
It's when you go down in it, mate. I think any team in world football, we've seen how many results over the years when teams have lost a man, especially in the top elite level of football. The players in which Man United have got, I know we laugh and joke, but they've got some world-class players in the squad that are capable. And dare I look at how many assists Bruno's got? Has Bruno scored tonight? Probably has. He's probably going to be up for the Ballon d'Or after tonight's game.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Matches.
He's got 1, 2.
He's got 1.
2 assists. 2 assists.
And a goal.
And a penalty, of course. Yeah.
Of course it bloody is anyway. But Liz, I fully and absolutely understand where you're coming from. United fans will think, wait, will they be top after tonight?
No, hang on.
I think they actually might be.
The seconds.
They second. Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go back top.
That's helped their goal massively. Goal difference massively, might that be said.
Patesh says, I'm on stream, so I might be slow. Lol. Oh, okay, that's fine. Richard said, no one watch the Football Terror. Yeah, Football Terrors will be mad tonight anyway. But Jack, before we head off then for tonight, of course, what would your scoreline be for tomorrow? 9-0?
No. I'm not going to say that. That's hit me on the back there. I'm going to go with a 2-0 sensible win, mate. Any win, as much as long as Liverpool get all 3 points. I think, go with a 2-0. Go with I'm feeling Shaqiri. I think Shaqiri off the back of the games in which he's been having. Go for Shaqiri goal and another Salah goal. I think to make it number 16 in the Premier League, mate.
Yeah.
Any win, even if it's a 1-0. I know it's not the best viewing of football, but as long as you get the 3 points over the mark. That's my response.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely agree. I'm going to go with the 2-0 as well. Was debating 2-0 or 3-0, but I think, with the arrogance of Brighton's defence, they don't like to give up goals against top sides. So, I'm going to go with a 2-0 Liverpool win. I think Mo will get one, and I'm going to go with Thiago again because I think he'll get a goal. Like, there was an opportunity where he did the half volley against Tottenham, and
Yeah.
he caught
I
him.
got out my seat. I was like,
Yeah, but it was very, very close to scoring anyway. Of course, let us have a good night, all sending light and love.
Thank you very much
Absolutely,
for
Liz.
dropping in, Liz, legend,
Yeah,
and everyone.
absolutely. Yeah, of course, Liz, regular viewer of the channel, absolutely love seeing her in the comments. So, thank you, Liz, for popping in as always. Edward says 2-0 as well. Maybe a Brighton own goal. I'll have very, very interesting.
It's something important in it, Reds. I think we were speaking an early goal. If Liverpool can get an early goal, that'd be so good.
Yeah, well, early goals, they always suggest, it's going to be a good game for Liverpool. But the longer it goes on, then the more dread that we have at the minute. Unlike last season, where we were like, oh yeah, we'll just go in the 90 plus 5th minute, and that'll be sound. Now these days, it is a bit of a hurry up Liverpool, score for God's sake situation. But I think we've still got that calmness. I think us fans are a bit anxious a little bit, but I think I think the Liverpool squad themselves, I think they're back on their confident runner anyway, of course. But tonight, guys, we're going to leave it there for tonight. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in towards the match preview show. It is very much appreciated, as always. If you are new to the Cop Council and viewing us for the first time, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to enable notifications, because YouTube, some random reason, hate notifications, even though it's a part of the algorithm anyway. But Jack, thank you for coming on, mate. Where can we find you on the socials?
Just Jack Mac LFC, everyone on Facebook, Twitter, or whatnot, whatever platform you use. It's been an absolute pleasure as always, mate. Thank you for allowing me to come on, Reds, and been lovely to speak to every single one of you. And looking forward to this game tomorrow, as long as the Reds get all 3 points, and then obviously going into the game against Manchester City. But we've got to focus on the Brighton game first, most importantly. But yeah, I've enjoyed it tonight, mate. It's been a long one, but it's been fantastic to speak to every single one of you. And keep safe and well, Reds, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for coming on as always. And guys, please go and subscribe to Jack as well. All the links are in the video description down below, of course. But yeah, guys, until next time, that's going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and hopefully, and fingers crossed, Liverpool can get the win tomorrow and all 3 points as well. But yeah, until next time, guys, see you then. Ta-ra.